All right, guys, walking into the Sony booth out here at CEDIA 2024. What did he say the dimensions were? I don't remember. What were the dimensions again, Russell? 18 by 25 by 13. So we got the Focal subs right up here up front. This is my first time actually seeing these in a home theater environment. These things are actually incredible. I just heard the demo twice. But what they have over here is they have the Sony 7000 as the receiver, obviously the Kaleidoscape right down there as the player, and then we have the brand new name amplifiers, which are just going in right now to customers' houses. So if you guys want to grab these things, you guys know where to go. Really impressed by that, and lo and behold, little audio quest right down there to do all the power conditioning. So we have the Focal Utopia 1000s right here on the wall. They also have their brackets. They're on-wall brackets. Are these on-wall brackets? Because they're curved. These are the on-wall brackets. They also have them behind the screen, 150-inch Stewart film screen, microperf. And then these are all around. So literally this is the same thing that we have in our showroom, and I am just impressed. I'm really, really floored about the overall performance in here. And then we have the Atmos in the ceiling, 4 of those, the 1000s, and then we have the 7000 versus the brand new, just announced Bravia 9 projector. So if you guys want to check that thing out, prices were just released. $32,000 for the Bravia 9, and if you wanted the Bravia 8, it's going to be $16,000, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll leave it in the description. But I'll let you guys know about the demo in just a second, but I'm really, really impressed with this overall room. If you guys want to grab this stuff, you guys know where to go. GridHiFi.com. You guys can also go to GridHomeTheater.com, see why we're a 5-star rated company by our peers. Let's go ahead and show you guys the demo.
Before we get into the demos, I kind of want to give you a lay of the land in terms of what you're going to be seeing today. So like I mentioned, we've got our 2 projector models. We're projecting onto a 150-inch diagonal 16:9 screen. This is a Studio Tech 130. It's a 1.3 gain screen. It's acoustically transparent, so we actually have some speakers directly behind the screen for you all. I'm going to have Chris explain those here in just a second. For the processing of this room, we've got our AZ7000 ES receiver. That's tying into some name amplification, which Chris will cover, for this amazing sound and video experience that you're going to hear and see. Without further ado, I'm going to just let Chris talk to you a little bit about Focal.
So we at Focal Name America, we're really honored to be invited to partner with Sony this year. So with this is that we've created a 9.2.4 Dolby Atmos setup. With it is for our 9 channels, we are using our Focal 1000 series Utopia product. These are both in-wall behind the screen, and as you can see, we have them mounted on-wall with our on-wall frames. Up in the ceiling, we are using our 4 1000 series 3-way speakers for our Apple channels, and for the low end, we're using our new 12. Amplification, we are utilizing our name CI product. This is a new product that we launched this year. We're utilizing 2 8-channel amplifiers. Kind of see them down on the rack there. 150 watts a channel. So we are bi-amping the front 3 channels and then utilizing the other 13 channels for all of our surround and Atmos channels. So with this, like I said, this thing rips and it's awesome.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to talk to you about some of the features and the updates that we've made with this new projection technology. And let's get this show started here. So introducing our new Bravia projector line. The famous Bravia line that you're familiar with the TVs, we've brought over that same nomenclature to our projector lineup. In this room, we're going to be looking at our Bravia Projector 9 projector. This features 3,400 lumens for its brightness. It utilizes our laser system. It's got laser technology, 20,000 hours until half-life with virtually 0 maintenance throughout that time, thanks to our laser engine. We also use our Advanced Crisp Focus Lens, our ACF lens. That's found in both the Bravia Projector 8 and the Bravia Projector 9. New for this year, we've updated the HDMI ports, so they're now HDMI 2.1 capable. That means we can accept your 4K 120 inputs and also feature ALLM, or Advanced Low Latency Mode. In addition to this, early testings that we found with some of the reviewers, in terms of its lag time, we're seeing 12 milliseconds of input lag with 4K 120. We brought over Live Color Enhancer, which was a feature found on the XW7000 ES. we've brought that over for the Bravia Projector 9. In addition to those great processing features, we've also added a keystone element for those more challenging installs. So you now have keystone adjustment, and you have 5 picture presets now. So if you've got some different aspect ratios that you want to save in the projector, we've now updated that from 3 to 5 picture positions. Biggest talk, and you're going to see this today, is the processing. Our award-winning processor that you're all used to seeing in the Bravia 9 and the Bravia 8 or the A95L. Those won King of TVs thanks to our XR processor. I'm happy to announce we've brought our XR processor for Projector this year, and that processing is in both the Bravia Projector 8 and the Bravia Projector 9. This processor allows us to utilize our Pro Cinematic HDR. You guys heard Jeff talking about that earlier in the presentation. This allows us to do frame-by-frame dynamic tone mapping. This is crucial for our HDR content, giving us those brilliant whites and those dark scenes at the same time. In addition to our dynamic tone mapping, we have our XR Deep Black. I'll be showing you a couple scenes showcasing both of these. We have our XR Triluminous Pro, capable of 95% of the P3 color space. And last but not least, XR Clear Image, sharpening up those images, giving you the clearest image possible for your favorite types of content. Without further ado, let me show you how these features work. So I'm going to start with the the XW7000, which is last year's model, and I'm going to switch to the 8100 or the Bravia Projector 9. I'm going to step back here just because there was a delay. Play this scene again for you. This is a great scene. This is mastered at 4,000 nits. Very challenging scene because it's got great elements of HDR. Now, we're looking at the XW7000 projector here. The XW7000 is a phenomenal projector, but it doesn't have frame-by-frame HDR tone mapping. This is what frame-by-frame tone mapping will give you with the 8100 projector. Much more gradations of color, much more accurate in terms of the creative intent. I'll switch back so you can see the 7000 and the new Bravia Projector 9. So quite the upgrade thanks to our XR processor this year. I'll let the scene play through just a few more scenes. I'll pause again for you guys. Yeah, there's a lot more content. As HDR becomes more popular, we're starting to see a lot more content being mastered at this high level of nits. So if we have a display that can't utilize frame-by-frame tone mapping, especially in projection, we're not able to show all that rich color and that accurate detail that we can find when we utilize our XR processor. So you guys can see the difference there. This next scene that I'm going to play for you, this is great for your bright HDR scenes. I want to show you a scene that's a little bit darker. So we're going to focus more on shadow detail and some of your darker elements here with this next scene coming up. Here's kind of another good. So here's the XW7000, Bravia 9. XW7000 ES and the new Bravia Projector 9. So you can see, you can pick out much more detail on those rocks. We can actually start to see all that great shadow detail with the Bravia Projector 9, where we're not able to pick out that detail with our last version. Okay, now that you've seen the benefits of the Bravia Projector 9, we're just going to play a scene, and I'm just going to let it play straight through so you can pay attention to the color.
In something that will live forever. Did you shoot him? I would think so. I've heard people say that too much of anything is not good for you.
No! Black jelly bean! Nobody likes that shit!
What'd you all think? Pretty impressive? Awesome. Well, thank you all for coming. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer any questions for you outside. And